Welcome to Rad on Wrestling. This is the Hell in a Cell Fallout. We're down to two members tonight. Just me, Derek Gregg, Sin City Classic D.
And hi, I'm Rob Williams, also known as Project 316. I hope everyone is having a great evening. I've had a lot.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah, but it's fine.
Yeah, this one will probably be a shorter one. We're just going to cover Hell in a Cell, some of the crazy stuff that's happened over the last week or so. So let's jump right into it. I haven't seen Hell in a Cell yet. Rob, you watched it though?
I did. I actually did. And overall, out of 10, see, it's so weird I'm gonna have to give it a 7 out of 10 because, in my opinion, the matches were really good. Like, they only had 6 matches, 3 female matches and 3 male matches, and I feel like they were all pretty good matches. Predictable, but I thought they were just a good show overall.
Actually, the women had 4 matches because there was a pre-show.
Oh, that's right. I completely forgot. And that was actually, it was slow, but Natty and Mandy, it was still it was decent for what they did for a pre-show match.
That's good. Yeah, I definitely still need to watch it because Mandy Rose has improved tremendously. Not really surprised that Natalya won. Her and Tamina are the women's tag champs. That's awesome. It's Tamina's one of those people that's improved throughout the years to me. And just recently she's taken a huge step. And she's always been good, but now she's really good.
Yeah. It's funny you say that because I put Mandy and Liv kind of in the same category where they both started in NXT, just kind of whatevering. And then when they got called to main roster, I'm seeing them improve each month. It seems like they're getting moves. They're a little bit cleaner and things of that nature. I'm like, wow, you guys are really picking up and learning. And I'm hoping there's some kind of title around their waists in the future, like for Mandy or for Liv, separately, together, it doesn't matter. But yeah, I agree with you. It's nice seeing people improve in the ring.
Yeah. This is off topic, but it's kind of like my girlfriend and I were talking about Orange Cassidy and the world title match. And if Orange Cassidy won the world title, we all love Orange Cassidy. But seeing him as the world champion, we're like, But it seems like he's in the ring. I just watched him and Cesar Bononi from Dynamite, and he's improving. He's being more of a wrestler. That was Mandy Rose's problem. She kind of had early Trish Stratus syndrome, where she was pretty, she looked like a model, but she couldn't fully back it up. And she's better than I am, so I'm not saying she was ever bad, but yeah, I think the title is definitely in her future.
Yeah, I would hope so too, because her style is even different too. She's like her knees and her strikes kind of, I wouldn't say Shayna Baszler level, but she has some really good strikes, and she's kind of like a powerhouse. The way she, her finisher is that double arm. I don't even know what to call it because I'm just there. But it's I don't know. It's different seeing pretty blonde, kind of a model, but she's a powerhouse. And I'm like, yeah. Oh, that's different. That's really cool. Keep going in that direction.
I agree. Then let's see. The next match was the first Hell in a Cell. It was Bianca Belair and Bayley.
Yeah. We already know how I feel about Bayley. I always give her flowers because her heel run is really funny and really entertaining. I think it was a little too much laughing on the build-up, just a little bit too much of the ha ha ha. I'm like, okay, we get it. Okay, a little too much. But in the ring, Bianca and Bayley just, I don't know. I guess they have good chemistry. And I loved, when you watch it, you'll see too, it was really entertaining watching them like come up with different creative ways, like to have their match. Like it was kind of like with Jeff Hardy and his ears. Yeah, like different, like with Randy and yeah, like just doing different things. Or like even that triple threat, just jumping off, that triple threat ladder match where they handcuffed Jeff Hardy's ears to the ladder. That was really cool. You see a lot of things with Bianca's hair that comes into play that Bayley does. And I thought that was really cool because we've never seen that before, really. Like I was like, that's cool. I like what you ladies are doing. That was a good opening match. Well, this is a solid match. So we knew one was going to open and one was going to close. So,
Yeah.
But of course I wanted Bayley to win, but I knew Bianca was going to win. But or she picked the W. But Bianca once again showing off how athletic she is, and Bayley showing how she could be a little bit more vicious, like still being a heel. Like, yeah, she's joking and laughing a lot during the promos, but when she got in the ring, it was like, oh yeah, there we go. You're kind of being a psychopath.
Yeah. And like I've followed Bayley since the independence, like where she was Divina Rose, and she leaps and bounds. Like she's always just had really, really good chemistry with pretty much everyone. Like I would even go as far as to say is that if I was to say someone is like a Shawn Michaels or AJ Styles for the women's division, overall, it's Bayley.
Good.
I really can't remember the last bad Bayley match I've watched.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, you and I talked about it earlier. Like, there's certain wrestling that just aren't for other people.
Mm-hmm.
And Bayley just always has solid matches, so I'm stoked to see that.
Yeah, let's see what happens with her next.
Oh yeah, I think she's gonna have a title soon again.
I hope so. Or I totally random. I kind of want her. This is kind of copying Randy though. I kind of want her to be the female legend killer. I want her to face the Bellas. I want her to face Lita. I want her to face Trish. But I want her to beat like all of them. I want her to face old legends like Molly Holly, Ivory, give them little stories like where they're kind of part-time and she's promoting with them, but then like at the pay-per-view she takes them out. I want her as a female legend killer. I know it's weird, but I think she can pull it off.
I think that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, even the legend killer gimmick, like it was so different. Like, I mean, Randy Orton, like he's gone through so many changes, but the legend killer is really the one that stands out. Like, it was just really good, and there hasn't been anything like that really.
Yeah.
Like, so it'd be cool to see a women's division version of that.
Yeah. And it also, in the same sense, it doesn't even keep her the title picture, but it keeps her relevant. She doesn't have to be in the title picture for that.
Yep.
But it still keeps her big time relevant because she's taking out legends.
Yeah, I think that would be super cool. Yeah, 10 points. I like that.
Thank you.
Let's see. Our next match was Seth Rollins versus Cesaro. Seth Rollins won via pinfall. This one I'm excited because I like, just like with Bayley, I've followed them forever. Like Tyler Black, Claudio, Kings of Wrestling. I remember Tyler Black and Nigel McGuinness. Shout out to Nigel. But yeah, like it's a match we've seen in Ring of Honor and some of the indies. But they haven't really tied up too much till recently. Looks like they went about 16 minutes, so that's good. What were your thoughts?
It's Seth and Cesaro, two amazing athletes, and just going back from listening to the New Day pod, they literally have an episode that's like called Cesaro Appreciation Day, and they have him as a guest because the New Day are just saying like Cesaro can do everything. And he's got you no matter what. He's one of the safest and best workers on the WWE roster, and quite possibly the strongest. They're like, he can just do everything. And he's like, we don't understand it. He could be a high flyer. He could be a powerhouse, like a striker, like everything, submission specialist. He just knows how to do it all. Same thing for Seth. Seth reminds me, I really didn't follow Seth too much back in the day and stuff. But watching him even now, I'm like, wow. I was like, he's just a good athlete as well. Like Cesaro, you put them both in the ring against each other, nothing but magic. And
Yes.
like nothing bad is gonna come out of that match. Like, and very good pace. Surprised me. I thought Cesaro was gonna pick up the win. Because I'm missing Cesaro's push. I kind of want him in the WWE title picture again. I'm glad he got there for a little bit. They'll probably bring him back down to bring him back up, which is I understand, but I feel like they're gonna have one more encounter, obviously, because now it's 1-1.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And what I would like, I mean, I think the next pay-per-view is Money in the Bank.
I think so.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
What I would like is I'd like them both to be in the Money in the Bank, but I would like them to be the two that, like, when they're both in the top and they cost each other the win, which leads to SummerSlam, where they have a 3 stages of hell match.
Yes. And that's one of the things I do miss about, like, I would even say old school wrestling as well as the Attitude Era, like back in the 90s and stuff, even early 2000s. Wrestlers, if they faced each other multiple times, they would up the bar a little bit. Like, okay, you got a singles match. Okay, well, your next match, no disqualification. Okay, it's 1-1. Your last match, 3 stages of hell, Hell in a Cell, ladder match. It was just always take it up another notch. And that's one thing WWE is missing today, is that we get a lot of repeats, but it's never taken to the next notch. It's just, oh, another singles match. Okay. Like, this one should have been something different. It should have been no DQ or something crazy. Because that would have been cool. See how Seth works his way around that. Because he's not really a submission specialist, but you can do it.
He does have a mean headlock.
Oh my God. But once again, give those gentlemen their flowers, because they put on a really good match. That match was amazing as well.
They're just great.
WWE had a really good card. They just paired people together so well tonight. But go ahead.
The next match was Alexa Bliss versus Shayna Baszler with Nia Jax and Reginald.
I want your thoughts on this match when you're done. All I'm gonna say is, well, you know the results of who won.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I enjoyed the match, and the reason why, there we go. Okay, the reason why is because I'm happy Bliss is back in the ring. I think I said this before on a previous episode that I was just like, okay, we get it. You're promoting, you're doing freaky stuff. Okay, get back in the ring, because Bliss is a decent wrestler. Let's be honest, as a pretty good wrestler actually, and she's also has improved over the years.
Oh
so
yeah.
Her with Shayna, it was okay. I feel like if they work together a few more times, the chemistry is there. There was I'm not saying there weren't any botches or anything. It's just, it was different seeing essentially the submission magician versus Alexa Bliss, who is like essentially the Fiend. And they kind of cut out, nothing really too freaky happened or anything. It was just Bliss playing her character and picked up the win. Like, I got to get your opinion on that match though, because I thought it was pretty decent. It was definitely different because I don't even remember the last time we saw Bliss and Shane in the ring together.
Outside of like Royal Rumbles, I don't think they've had many matches.
I thought they had one when she was like regular Little Miss Bliss though. But that might have been Ronda. Never mind.
Let me see.
I don't think Bliss and Shayna have actually been in the ring together. Yeah, except for like Royal Rumbles, but
I don't see any. Just doing a quick Google search.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't see. Everything is just for Hell in a Cell.
Okay, then that was their first time in the ring. So since that was their first time, well done, ladies.
It was the shortest match on the card, so I wish that they would have gone a little bit longer.
Probably gonna save that for later.
Yeah, and it's tough because Shayna Baszler is she's a former MMA fighter. Like, she's part of the Four Horsewomen.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, I'm super excited to watch that because I want to see how they could have Bliss beat her.
Mm-hmm.
So that will be exciting. Next match was the 400th time that, of overall wrestling, not just WWE, that we have seen Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. But this time, the roles are still reversed, where Kevin Owens is the good guy.
Yeah. I really have nothing to say about this match because it's Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Perfection. Good ending. That's all I have to say because, like you just said, we've seen this match 400 times inside of WWE, outside of WWE, Ring of Honor, all of it. I know what these men can do. That's it. 10 out of 10 stars. It was amazing. And it was just a regular singles match.
Yeah, and with Sami and Kevin, like it's almost like if WWE wants to have a good match and they're like, shit, what do we do? They could just be like Sami and Kevin.
Exactly.
And like, I mean, yes, we've seen it a bunch. I'll watch it 100 more times. I don't care.
Yep.
I'll watch them wrestle until they're 84 years old.
Yeah, I will too. Only thing I have right now, though, this rivalry is so good and it's been going on for so long. We need them both in the title picture. I need them. I need the main event in WrestleMania for a title. That is what I need. I don't care who's heel and who's face because they both can do both. Like, and it turns out still gold. But I need them to have and I need a major title, not just like the IC title, not a mid card title. I need the Universal title or the WWE title to be up for grabs with them too at Mania, Rumble, just something, because those two give us perfection every single time they're in the ring, and it deserves to. I just wonder what they can do if there's a title up for grabs. You know, they'll raise the bar. I don't even know how they would raise it, but it would happen.
Yeah, like what I would really like to see is I want Sami to win at Royal Rumble, like win a title, win the title at Royal Rumble. Depending on who's the champion, like it doesn't have to be this year, next year, you know, but and then have Kevin Owens win the Royal Rumble. That way they could have that moment together, and then that way you could cheer both. Let them have their moment where neither of them has to be the bad guy. They could just have almost a friendly rivalry, but make it personal. Like, be like, you know, you have what I want, and Sami could be like, this is my first time being the king of the mountain. You know, something like that. I think that would be a really cool way for them to build it.
That is fantastic, and that is a good moment. 10 points. I like it. That would us. They're not gonna listen to us.
No. Next was Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte. Charlotte won via DQ.
I was actually surprised by this one because I think it's funny. I think I picked Rhea Ripley winning by DQ because I thought Charlotte was gonna snap and like attack a referee or something, and it didn't go that route. So Charlotte won by DQ. So I was like, oh, damn it. Okay. What can I say about this match? It's gonna go to SummerSlam, that's for sure. Or at least if Money in the Bank's the next one. I don't know now. Whatever.
Has Charlotte won Money in the Bank yet?
I don't think so. No. I don't think Charlotte's won it. I don't even think Becky's won it yet. I think those are two who haven't gotten the Money in the Bank yet out of the Four Horsewomen. I don't think Sasha has either. I think it's just been Bayley and Bliss and like Asuka.
Hold on, I'm actually looking up.
Yeah, like Bayley, Bliss, Asuka, Carmella.
Let me see. Okay, so Asuka won, Bayley won, Bliss won, Carmella won.
Oh, look at that. Nailed it. Wow. Okay. Charlotte might win Money in the Bank then. She
And
might. But go ahead.
I would honestly rather have Charlotte win the title from with Money in the Bank because she's a heel.
Yeah.
Like even as a face, she's kind of a heel. She's just like her dad.
Yeah.
Like she's solid in the ring. She's really good, but her character is she is a heel.
So here's my thing with this though. By the end of the match, I feel like Rhea is probably like a tweener. I think I feel like she's not really face. She's also kind of a heel because even the way she won tonight was kind of dirty. Like, and then she even left out like laughing, and Charlotte's just like, "Oh, you're learning," and it's just making me think like, are they both heels? Like, I think I even put in like my other friends group chat. I was like, "Are they both heels?" And everyone's just like, "Yes," with question marks. I'm like, I'm understanding the feud, but it's like, I guess I don't know, opportunists. I don't know. I don't know what else is going on for them. But I will say this though. So Rhea and Bianca have had the same opportunities this year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, why does it feel like Bianca is outshining Rhea?
It's it's hard to say, and like I don't want to like I don't want to say like one's worse or better than the other.
Oh no.
But we're at a stage in wrestling where people really need to stand out.
Yeah.
And I feel like Bianca has something that the women's division hasn't had in a while.
Okay.
And Rhea's a brawler. Like she's she's a very strong person. She's technical. I mean, like she's good, but overall she's more of a brawler.
Okay. That's true.
And so that's why I think that
It's weird to say that. I know, because they both literally same opportunities, Mania and everything, and yet it just feels like Bianca is the better star. It seems that way, and it's weird too because I'm like, okay, Bianca has worked with like Bayley. She's worked with what was it, Carmella on a few matches,
I think so, yeah.
SmackDown, and I was like, was that really it though? Like she's had some tag team matches, 6-man tag team matches with like the Street Profits and stuff. And I was like, whereas Rhea, she's worked with like Asuka, she's worked with Charlotte, like
Shayna. Shayna and Toni Storm.
Yeah, like I don't know. It just feels like Rhea's title reign right now just feels like, to me at least, it feels like it's just kind of coasting, whereas Bianca's feels like it's kind of going a little up a little. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Like, let me put it this way. When Becky comes back, Rhea's going to lose the title.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, if Sasha comes back on SmackDown, we don't know if Bianca's going to drop it to Sasha. That's a toss-up.
Well, another thing with Bianca, she hasn't been a champion before.
Oof. This is her very first title reign.
And
where
Rhea,
this second.
Third. Rhea had the UK, NXT UK, NXT, and Raw.
Oh my gosh, you're right. Okay. Okay. I think that put things a little bit more in perspective for me.
Yeah, I think that's it. Like they're giving her the chance to really elevate herself.
Yes, exactly. Okay. All right.
And then moving on to the main event, Bobby Lashley retained against Drew.
Oof.
And the one thing I know is that the Hell in a Cell was there to make sure that MVP doesn't get involved. And then an MVP got involved. My thing is, since the second Hell in a Cell, we know that door, even the first one, we know the door don't mean shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, it's gonna keep you out. Tell that to Kane. Tell that to Mick Foley. Tell that to everyone.
Yeah. They
Like,
need to stop playing that game, by the way.
yeah, like the only one that I could think of where people haven't really gotten in too much is the Elimination Chamber.
Oh yeah.
Like people have gotten in. Hornswoggle got in. Shawn Michaels got in.
Yeah.
But who
Chamber,
wants to be in there? Yeah.
that Bobby and Drew, though, once again, this is what the third time they've faced each other. Well,
Yeah.
I guess it's like a triple threat.
It's been more than that because they had a couple, or because they had a title change on Raw. They had WrestleMania. They had WrestleMania Backlash. They had this. And then they had like a couple, I think a couple, or a pay-per-view a month or two before Mania.
I thought this was the first. Oh, not first. No, that's not worth saying. Scratch that. I thought this was like the third time, maybe. Like it was for the title though, because I thought Bobby got it from Miz.
He did, but that was during
Fastlane.
yeah, let me see. Backlash had them. Mania definitely had them.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Vengeance Day was an NXT pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
The hell?
Yeah.
Oh, whoops.
I feel like the first time they met was Mania.
Let me see.
I mean, just for this title reign, by the way.
Yeah, because so Drew had the title going into Elimination Chamber and won. Then Bobby came out and beat up Drew, and then Miz won it. And then that's how Bobby
There
got
we go. There we go. And Bobby got it from Miz, and then it was Drew, Lashley Mania, Drew, Lashley, Braun, Backlash, and now here they are again. Okay, so for Drew and Bobby, they have done it correctly because, like I just said earlier, they've been elevating their matches, giving them another notch to go up, essentially. Like the first match was just a regular singles. Second match was a triple threat, which was pretty cool. It was just them tearing down the house. And this match, really cool spots in this match, in my opinion. By the end of the match, you can see the bruises, the welts in their backs and bodies. Like they went through it, both of them. Really cool. I hate that MVP got involved, but it just helps us make Bobby more of a heel. Good use in weapons, in my opinion. I really enjoyed this match. Like it was a good ender. Kind of knew Bobby was going to win though, because of course my brain, all of our brains are really going Lashley and Brock at SummerSlam. Really think he's going to hold the title till then.
But they did say that right as of now, there's no plans for Brock Lesnar.
Well, at this point, let them hold it till Survivor Series. I would like to see Roman versus Bobby.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's like taking two Arby's meat mountains and just smashing them against each other.
Gross. I did not like that.
What?
But
there's nothing wrong with two dudes smashing meat.
Anyway, so yeah, I'm actually excited for you to watch this pay-per-view because, like I said, just the pairings were good. Like, I think the only match that was just kind of, none of them were actually sleeper matches. None of them. All of them had cool spots. That's why I gave it a 7 out of 10. I only give it a 7 out of 10 because it was predictable. Like, I think the only thing I didn't get right was Rhea. I was like, Rhea's gonna win by DQ, but it was Charlotte winning by DQ because I thought Charlotte was that. I think that's the only thing I goofed on, but I got like in my predictions, I picked all the winners. Like, oh no, that's wrong because I think I picked Cesaro. Cesaro surprised me with the surprise. He got the surprise roll up. That's the one that I was like, oh, that shocked me. I thought Cesaro was gonna win because I thought we were gonna give him more push, but looks like they're gonna run this rivalry out until SummerSlam. We shall see.
Yeah.
But
yeah, WWE, they're for as good as their roster is, they shouldn't be so predictable.
yes, that part.
Like,
Yeah.
and I always bring it back to like how Ring of Honor and Ring of Honor, just about anyone could win the title and it'd be like, yeah, I see it. WWE has so many guys like that, but they're not being used so that it's like now it would be a surprise.
Yeah. And that's the thing that I hate that I keep bringing this up. One thing I miss about the Attitude Era is that you had mid-carders coming up and winning the title. And I mentioned this before, Jericho, Benoit, Guerrero, like all those guys were champion. Eventually they were, or Kurt Angle, who just like showed up out of nowhere and was champion within his first year. If I'm not mistaken, I think he debuted at like No Mercy or something, 99, and he was champion by 2000, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, like stuff like that. Like you guys have so many, and that's the thing. They have such a massive roster and so many good wrestlers that can be champion. Bobby Roode, Dolph Ziggler again. Who gives a shit? Where was I going with this? Who else was I going to say just now? Ricochet has the potential too. Like,
Honestly, I love Ricochet, I'm stoked that he's in WWE, and if he's happy, I'm happy. But I want him out. He needs to go somewhere else.
he's way talented, so talented.
Yeah,
Like
there's a lot of stuff that Ricochet can do that we don't need him to do anymore.
mm-hmm.
But they have one of the best cruiserweights or junior heavyweights, whatever you want to call it, in the world.
Yeah.
And I still remember him wrestling Brock Lesnar. Why the fuck did he wrestle Brock Lesnar?
I have no idea.
Like
why? And then it squashed him. I was like, we couldn't at least pretend that he was like too fast or something. Like give him 3 minutes. Like, yeah, their roster is ridiculous. And one thing that was missing tonight, though, was a tag team match. There should have been a tag team cell match.
Yes.
There should be a match in general.
I agree.
You guys have really good tag. They're building up pretty decent tag teams right now. I say decent because I'm starting to get behind Gable and Otis. I love the Street Profits. The New Day are amazing. Omos and AJ are fun. Like RK Bro, I'm starting to get behind for some reason.
Did you see Randy Orton did an interview where he goes, "You have a guy that could be the world champion, and then you have a jackass." I was like, which one's which?
Yeah. literally. Like, who is he talking about? I did not. But it's just that a tag team match was definitely missing tonight. And like they just, I don't know what their creative team is doing, but they need to utilize their wrestlers more.
Yeah.
Like all of them. Like everyone should be in storylines. Everyone should be in stories going for some title, like something. Like
yeah, like AEW is doing that. Like right now, the Bucks are doing that thing where they took out Phoenix, then they took out Pac. They're probably gonna go take out Penta. But then they keep putting they're still doing multi-man matches. But like at first they're like, okay, Phoenix is out, we're gonna put Eddie Kingston in. Oh, Pac's out, now it's gonna be Penta, Eddie Kingston, and Kaz. It's like okay, they're involved. Like
yeah.
they're guys that like Eddie Kingston tried to turn Lucha Bros against Pac. And they had that feud which led to the Butcher and Blade going to Hardy Family.
Yes.
Weird, but okay.
I agree.
And with Kaz and Daniels splitting, it's like, oh, okay, like, but they're still like at least Eddie Kingston, Pac, Phoenix, Penta, Kaz, they all have something against the Elite.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
And it's getting everyone on TV, getting them involved.
Hell, AEW is pushing a guy that, excuse me, that doesn't even have, I think he's on a paper appearance with Brian Pillman Jr. Because he's still signed to MLW. MLW won't let his contract out.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah. And actually, MLW Battle Riot is coming up. They've announced a lot of big names for it. Mil Muertes, Hammerstone, Gringo Loco is one of the more recent ones. Gringo Loco, TJP. So that'll be coming up in July. So that'll be a really good show. But there was something crazy that happened in a different promotion that we don't talk about a lot here.
Oh, yeah.
So GCW had a show, and it was literally in a barn. Jimmy Lloyd came out and wrestled Alley Cat. He came out on a donkey.
Hello.
Yeah, it was kind of cool. Like Too Cold Scorpio was on the show.
Oh.
They all kind of came out dressed a little bit country, a little bit rock and roll. But the main event was Mance Warner versus Nick Gage for the GCW heavyweight title. And the police got called.
Oh my gosh.
And Joey Janela had to explain to them like what they were doing and all that. And Mance Warner was talking to the cops, having to explain why Nick Gage was nowhere to be found. Which, if you've seen Dark Side of the Ring with Nick Gage and the cops don't get along.
No.
Nick Gage once spent some time in prison for bank robbery. And when he comes out, he wears a bandana up to here, wears one here, so you can only see this. When he robbed the bank, he did not wear a bandana.
Why? Well, I don't understand.
And even Mox said that. Mox goes, he goes, how's the dude that always covers his face not going to cover his face when he robs a damn bank? So yeah, the police got called, and yeah, it was they had it in like Wyoming, I think it was.
Of course they did. I was gonna guess that, or like Montana.
Yeah, it was one of the two. It might have been Montana, but I know that Ricky Morton from Rock and Roll or Midnight Express, Rock and Roll Express.
I always do that.
He got presented a plaque because I think it was that show that made it so he has wrestled in all 50 states of the US.
Oh, that's an accolade. Even Alaska?
Yep.
Oh.
Yep. And he now has, I believe it's 46 years in the ring.
46 years in all 50 states. That's an accomplishment, man.
Yeah. Like I mean, I'm sure Hogan's done it, or Taker definitely has. But like outside of WWE, you don't think of many people that have done that. Like I don't even think Sting's done that.
Yeah. Especially when back then it was more like what, territories, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yep.
Like
Yep.
the 70s when, and that probably broke away, what, 90s maybe?
The territories finished roughly in the early 90s.
Okay.
Because Vince or WCW absorbed them all.
Yeah, exactly. It was one or the other at the time.
Yep.
Man.
And that's one thing that I really love about wrestling right now is like if you're tired of WWE's stagnantness,
Mm-hmm.
you can watch AEW. And if you're not an AEW fan, you can watch Impact or Ring of Honor, MLW. And if none of that's your taste, you could do GCW. GCW is great right now because, yeah, they have a lot of death matches. And just like Matt Cardona said, it's not everyone's favorite flavor of ice cream.
Yeah.
But they also have Effie's Big Gay Brunch. They have Josh Barnett's Bloodsport, like for people that want to see like that strong style. And even if you don't want to watch GCW, there's New Japan Strong, FSW, local company from Vegas. Happy 12-year anniversary, FSW. They are coming to Pluto TV soon.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure when, but I know that they said that they had a deal with Pluto.
Good. That would be nice to put on because I usually put that on like as I'm kind of just laying in bed, loafing around, watch a few matches here and there. It's nice. It's nice.
Yeah, that's what I do with Impact.
Yeah, it's just nice. Like, yeah, today there's so much wrestling out there, and not only that, there's a way to watch it or stream it.
Yeah,
with the technology, it's not like you're saying these like, well, where can I watch that? Where can I? Literally just Google it, and you will find somewhere where you can stream it. Like, it's really not hard. It's on YouTube. It's on Pluto TV. They have their own apps. Like, it just depends. Like, you'll find it.
And I think FSW has their own network now too. I think it's on the Fire Stick.
I will look for that because I think I have New Japan on my Fire Stick.
Yeah, New Japan World's on Fire Stick.
Yeah.
Fight TV.
Yeah, I have that.
And that they have like Impact Plus, so then you could like buy all the pay-per-views and stuff. It's cool because like people think that just because ratings aren't what they used to be, like that wrestling is dying. Like it's not. It's just it's spreading.
It's just spread out. Like everyone's watching a little bit of everything. That's why. Like I know I'm not watching Raw and SmackDown every week. I'm not even watching Dynamite every week. I'm all over the place. Whatever, it depends on my mood. Like you just said, there's so much to watch. It just depends on my mood. Sometimes just on YouTube, sometimes just on Twitter, looking at different things and deep diving. Just like, who's this wrestler? That looked like a cool move. I'm gonna look at this stuff. Like, I don't know. Just depends. How much time do we have left?
I don't know. It doesn't have a timer, so I think we're good for a little bit more. But I do want to let everyone know that Rob and I are going to be working on a new project. We'll have random guests. Actually, I talked to Daryl today. Told him about it, and he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "I'll check it out." You know, where we're going to be covering different styles of wrestling, and not necessarily trashing on them, but like talking about like what makes them so great.
And kind of how they've evolved.
Yeah, like deathmatch wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like blood in wrestling, so while I like deathmatch wrestling, I wish there was no blood. But you can't really have deathmatch wrestling and no blood.
Yeah, that doesn't really work. I mean, you can. Just everything just needs to be fake.
Yes,
Like, like, and I don't mean to use that word in the wrestling world. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but I mean like literally like no glass, like make the like all like not actually bleeding because that seems risk, or you're not actually getting cut.
Yeah, and it's tough, but like there's definitely a fan base for deathmatch wrestling.
Yeah, there is.
There's people that really want to see blood, and like the fact that I'm really good friends with Nigel McGuinness, I don't really like blood in wrestling, like, but there is a special part of deathmatch wrestling that people do love. So we're going to be doing kind of a deep dive on that.
Yeah.
You know, trying to get more content out. So, yeah.
And then eventually kind of reviewing old pay-per-views at some point. That's about it. Maybe old, like, because for me, I've told you this before, I haven't seen a lot of old WCW or old ECW. I've seen clips and like the major highlights and things that made it stand out, but I actually want to sit through what made it so great. Like, what was it? Like, I've seen special promos and stuff, but like, I'm curious.
Yeah, like, I mean, it's kind of like when New Jack passed, like there was that awkwardness of, do we celebrate the man or do we celebrate the wrestler?
Right. Do I give him his flowers or do I spit on his grave?
Yeah. And like with New Jack, like he truly had like an aura around him, but it was more for that hardcore or deathmatch fan. But he was a staple, no pun intended, because he loved to use a staple gun. He was a staple of ECW, and I think that that'll be a really cool thing to do, to go back, watch the pay-per-views, talk about it, and you know, maybe even try to do it chronologically if possible.
Yeah, I would like to.
I'm also going to try to reach out to Jerry Lynn and see if I can get his thoughts on some of this as well. Jerry Lynn, big thumbs up.
Don't forget to tweet him.
Oh, I tweeted him right before this.
All right.
But all right, that concludes Rad on Wrestling for this week. Rob and I will be hopefully working on that new video sometime this week. And that'll feature some other wrestling fans, people that aren't, you know, normal Rad on Wrestling cast members, crew members, team members.
Like
And as soon as Ringside Collectibles gets their shit together and sends me the stuff that I've ordered months ago, there will be unboxings of AEW Series 4, I think 5, and the Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, Cody, a little bit of the Beverly Jericho. So a lot more content coming.
Yay!
Trying to film as much as I can before the baby comes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So yeah. Oh, and Rob, I will also let you know that I will soon have a studio of sorts, but I will give you more details later.
Okay.
So
Well, guys, don't forget to do the like and subscribe thingy because you like us and we're pretty.
yes, and share, get the word out. Let it, get everyone, shout us out on Twitter, Rad on Wrestling. Probably maybe we'll do an Instagram and have like wrestling memes.
I'm kind of down.
I think that'd be fun.
That would be fun. Okay. Yeah.
All right. Well, we will see you later. Like Rob said, like, share, subscribe, and we will see you next time on Rad on Wrestling.
All right. Bye, guys.